4 years ago, I retired after teaching for 31 years technology here in the Newton schools, and then the robotics program, first robotics. Our grandson came along, and then we got into Brio for him, and 3D printing parts and pieces, and just having a heck of a lot of fun. Well, 3 years ago, my wife and I took a trip to Alaska for 2 weeks, and we rode on 3 train excursions. And I came back, and that was the trigger. That was the trigger for all of this. So I had this idea in my head. I'm like, wait a minute. This is just as much fun as coaching robotics. And, with the memories of Alaska, I was like, well, wait a minute. I could work on some sort of an educational component. And so in the past 2 years, I'd say, I've been busy trying to develop a teacher guide that would help teachers like me, because really it's my only one regret. I wish I had thought of this a lot sooner. I would have done it with my students. And now thinking back on it, I wish I'd come up with a unit that might have lasted for 3 weeks in the classes. You break it down, bring it out next year, do it all over again. That teaches supply chain, intermodal, and logistics. So this is sort of the fun side of it. It would be a much simpler oval on a 4x8 table in a classroom. I've taken it to the extreme because I've researched this a lot. This is Denali over here. And we have, my grandson enjoys the part where he'll be like, let's turn the lights on, Grandpa. So it just gives you a sense of it. I'll turn the lights off. And he likes this part. We have a lumber yard. We've got a cabinet shop, an electrical supply. We have a bank. And then down here, we have our Digitrax electronics. All the rolling stock is in those drawers. My electronics. So this is what happens when a custom cabinet maker learns how to have some fun with HO trains. So he loves the part where we have lights, and I have to say I do too. I really enjoy it. And then to save him from getting hurt, I put theatrical lights because he climbs under there so he doesn't bump his head. But then I discovered touch toggles from Kevin Hunter from Barrett Hill, and I incorporated those, and wow, they're a lot of fun. It's really so much simpler. And you can change the direction of the switches. I'm using Kato Track. I included a logic rail, triple light here to alert the trains, the conductors, the engineers. So Jordan will climb under and get on that little platform and pop up, and I'll hand him the remote, and he can run 2 trains, HO scale. For Christmas, I got him a Thomas the Train HO DCC, so now he has that to fool around with. But this is really a big experiment in what you can do with HO trains in a classroom setting. I know this is taking it to one extreme, but all the 3D printing, all the parts, all the features, there's so much math that you can teach kids, and so many skills, wiring, circuitry, construction tips. This little thing was 3D printed. I just did this the other day, this little train station walkway and platform. It's a lot of fun, it really is. So I was searching for a print a crucible billboard and discovered this one that a modeler had put out there. And so I 3D printed it and scaled it down, and I'm anxious to sort of incorporate that to get some more light at this end of the table. So here's the billboard, and he even provides the part files for the little lamp hoods that are going to accept LEDs sitting at the top here. And he even incorporates a way to use wire management, nice little channel in the back, and then punch a hole down through the table to hide your wires. So I've been experimenting with a lot of different lighting products for model railroads. Probably the chief one that I've used so far has been the Just Plugs system, which is great, not bad. I've had fun working with that. I've learned how to solder. I've been using a lot of different products just to sort of experiment. Atlas has these. That'll be another one I'll mess around with. And then I was flipping through the January issue of Model Railroader the day before I headed off to Amherst, Massachusetts for the big Model Railroad show. And lo and behold, I see this ad for Model Rectifier Corporation. They had this product that they call GENIE. And so I started researching it the day before heading up to Amherst. I was like, wow, that looks like a really cool product. I want to learn more about it. I stopped in at the booth up there, talked with the president of that company, had some nice communications back and forth, explained what I was trying to do to incorporate this as part of the teacher guide, and all of a sudden a package showed up at my door with these products to experiment with, learn from, and evaluate. So that's what I'm trying to do. That will be the next step now, to incorporate all of these and experiment with them over there on the table, and then push these into the teacher's guide that I'm producing. Right now I'm at 85 pages. One of the ones that I had 3D printed, I just made this on my own. I 3D printed the little concrete base. I used the coffee stir, some paper clips. I printed my own lamp hoods, and I had fun with this, but it's a lot of work. It really does. It takes a lot of effort. I'm most excited about the GENIE, the handheld unit, because it seems as though it's going to offer a lot more capability and a lot more flexibility, just like they have on the front of their box. The LEDs that they sent me are quite small. They're packaged in sets of 4. The little module right over here, and you can see it's all plug and play. I guess there's going to be a little bit of soldering, that doesn't bother me at all. Working with these LEDs, it seems that you have to observe polarity. There's a lot to learn. I'll share this in the book that I'm putting together, the teacher's guide. And this is sort of my first opportunity to get my hands on a GENIE and experiment with it. They put out a very nice 2-page set of instructions, things to be aware of and how to work with it, and some of the examples. Their website is fantastic too. They have a whole bunch of videos there, a lot of other interesting information that can help modelers decide how they want to go about it. But what was really interesting was when I saw the handheld on one of the videos, it is exactly as the Digitrax system is. In other words, you use these pre-programmed CVs and you can change them. You can dim them. You can, make them brighter, make them dimmer, and control so many different LEDs with it. And so I believe it's 5 separate zones. And so, again, I'm going to mess around with this, learn a little bit more, and then push that information out either in another video or also in the book. Here's the power supply. It's 12 volts, rated at 2 amps. Has a nice little end on it, which plugs right into the power connection on the receiver unit over here. And again, this is a handheld unit, so I can walk around the table or hand this off to my grandson and let him hit the different buttons for the five separate zones that you can control. And so we'll learn a little bit more by trial and error, I guess. I'll just go through it and then push out my lessons learned in another separate video and more information in the book that I'm trying to produce. Yeah, in the one page of their instruction guide, they call it the light effect chart. And there's so much that you can do controlling not only the LEDs, but also, crossing signals, an intersection set of lights, traffic lights, a whole host of things, which, again, they have that on the front page of their flickering lights, like as if you were going to have like a small fire going, red, green, amber, cool white, warm white, bright white. So again, I'll push through this a little bit, learn it, and then share my best practice when this is all over and done with. So thanks to Model Railroader for putting that advertisement, and that was really the impetus to learn more about Light GENIE. So more to follow. Thank you for paying attention and listening.